Got super early morning here. We got a report that my buddy was catching some pretty big walleye, but they were done eating by 9 a.m., which changes everything up for us. We got up early. We're meeting up with my buddy Matt Poole, who actually owns the Airbnb here that we're staying in. He's a pro walleye angler, he lives here, knows the water. Matt decides he's gonna come out with us. He said, I'm gonna bring my boat, take Jackson the camera guy, take Steve, and we'll go 28 miles. He has a feeling that these fish all made a mass exodus and went 30 miles upriver. So, gonna make a big run and take a long day, go look at some spots. As we're cruising down the lake, you know, we're going 28 miles today, Matt pulls into a spot I never would have picked. Local knowledge is key. There's a big fish right now. 4 feet of water on that flat.
You're right, though. Pop, 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 bill in the ground. Boom!
Boom! Yeah. Boom! Look at the size of that smallie, baby. Nice work, Steve. Dude, that's a beautiful fish.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Camera guy and Steve go with Matt. Louie and I, we're just gonna start trolling around looking for something to happen. We meet up with the boys about 3 or 4 hours later, and of course, they're smashing fish. So, Matt, show us where they're at.
These are some bigger fish right in here too. It seems like every one of them's just... There's another one right below us. Yep, nice bass.
Nice job, Matt.
Nice.
Hey,
You net them,
keep that
take them
hook.
off, you do the whole gig. I like that.
Hey, look, big boy. You got to keep that. That's good luck.
Good luck, huh?
That was right there in his lip.
Look at the size of that smallie, baby.
Caught a nice 2.5 pound smallmouth bass today, and it should be perfect to put in this pan roast. So just a couple quick tips on the cleaning. Number one, make sure you got a sharp knife. I always go with I always like a dragger. It adds an element of serration to the blade itself. You don't only want a sharp knife, but you actually want a sharp knife that actually has a little bit of imperfections or serration to it. And these steel sharpeners have a tendency to create that, which actually makes it easier to fillet the knife. But basically, I'm gonna go in that little, if you saw that little quick flip, no sense cutting that off and then struggling with using your thumb to hold that down when I can go ahead and I can basically use the actual fish itself to make that cut. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish with that fillet off the back. Don't get too concerned if you're sloppy on the bottom side there. That's just rib meat on the outside. Never a bad idea to take your finger and run it down that fillet. Oh, there it is. I can feel it right there. There's one bone. I missed one as I came across. So I want to make sure, always err to the side of making sure you get a bone up. You don't want to ruin somebody's day. And we are here to finish up our fishing trip for the day. Caught some beautiful smallmouth, and now it's time to put them to work in a bell pepper pan roast that we're going to put together. I'll take you through the steps here, and we're going to go ahead and get this started. Okay, step one is to put together this bell pepper sauce. I'm gonna puree these down. Some Better Than Bouillon is absolutely fabulous. We've put them in our blender there, thrown a little white wine in there. We're gonna go ahead now and we're gonna get this mixture that we've created into our pot. We wanna reduce that down to about half. Look at that nice, crisp red, and the smell from this is just fantastic. So we're gonna start to get our seafood ready, and once again we're looking at about 8 to 10. I like to go 8 to 10 ounces per person. We're actually going to break this fish down to even a little bit smaller pieces. We're going to break that into bite-sized pieces before we get it into our dish. Oysters are really the secret ingredient for this recipe. You need that flavor. It's starting to get a little bit translucent and it's ready to go. This thing is ready for the good stuff. Clamato right here, great for a hangover, even better for a pan roast. I see a good boil going on my cioppino, it's time to add the half and half. Same proportion as I had with my clamato. I'm gonna go right at about 4.5 cups. That should cool us back down. And what I'm looking for now is basically just that rolling boil one more time. One thing about butter is if you cook it, you lose a lot of the impact of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and get that in the last step. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna dance on the top there. And that'll be one of the first tastes that hits their taste buds. Okay, boys, let's eat.
Early start again this morning. We at least got a starting point for today. Feeling confident. We're gonna make a 28-mile run up the river to a spot that Matt showed us yesterday. From what we can tell, the walleye are completely out. The smallmouth are only early. They're moving up shallow early for the first 4 or 5 hours and then gone. And then the pike are basically all we have to fish for after that. So here we go, going early.
Wow.
That was out the deep.
Yeah, wow, that's a tank. That's the biggest smallmouth bass I can safely say that I've ever caught in my life.
Wow, that thing is huge. Is that on the blade bait?
Yeah.
The guppy blade bait.
Look at
Guppy
that.
blade bait.
Oh my God, look at that thing. That's ridiculous. Holy jeez.
Lure came right out. Lure popped out right there. Perfect timing.
My God, look at the size of that thing.
Look at across the back on that. It's gonna have 3 inches across on the back.
Look at that smallie. Hey, we just got started here. There's a spot that these guys fished yesterday. We came back in the afternoon, nothing. So we know these fish are eating early. Look at the size of that smallmouth. Oh my God. He's just fat too. I mean, that's the biggest smallmouth I think I've ever seen in person too. Oh. Casting the throat and yeah, baby. Pike in the weeds. Dude, just right in the weeds.
Right down
Just
in
got
those weeds.
crushed.
Be careful. Like I said, he's still got a big ass run in him. I gotta be really careful.
Just came right out of the weeds.
Pulling him right. I mean, literally just throwing it in stuff that you just don't have any business throwing it in.
Dude, just hammered that thing. Weedless spoon for the win.
Boom.
Beautiful little fish. McMorris for the win on this weedless spoon.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You got a fish? Double, yeah. All right, Morai. Roten. Nice work, Lou. Just got out to this main lake point and we found some weeds. And McMorris was like, don't you have a weedless fish lap spoon? I do. So he just started throwing it in there, was kind of playing around. He's like, man, this thing's going right in the weeds, no problem. And just about the time he said it, boom, he gets hooked up. Well then Louie, he runs another stick bait out there and hammers another one while we're landing that fish. So we might be onto something. Nice fish,
Nice
McMorris.
walleye too.
The blade.
Hopefully, as a walleye goes, where there's one, there's more. Fort Peck walleye. I guess they all haven't disappeared.
It's a pike.
A pike on the bio. Yeah, on the glide bay, baby.
Oh yeah.
Pike are not scared.
Take a fish a quarter of the size.
Well, that didn't take long. That was immediate. Let's get back in there.
Oh, mamma mia, you guys. This boy is big. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, is he big?
Yeah, he's a monstrosity. He doesn't even, I don't think he even right now that he cares that he's got something in his mouth. He's just annoyed by it. Here we go. Yeah, he's a big boy. Oh, he's heavy. If I have to guess,
15-pound pike on an ultralight. Deadeye walleye stick.
right on the edge of the weeds, came out aggressively, came out there and nailed that.
Nice. Pike are just such aggressive predators. They're laying here hunting, and what we've had to do, the water temperature's pretty warm, so they're all laid out on the very edge of the main lake, I think, trying to get the coolest water that they can. And then they're backing into these rocks and backing into these weeds. Well, with this weedless spoon, just get it right down in there. It goes right down into those weeds, completely weedless, and pull it out of there, and boom, those pike are coming out and eating it.
Steve was with us for a couple days. It was really nice to see him. He had to go back to work today. That's the problem with these poor guys that still have a job. And so we sent him off back to Billings this morning. It was a great time to have him here.
When you get into your 50 years old and long after the thrill of living is gone, you start to see the repetition in life, and a trip like this can knock you out of something like that. It can tell you and show you. It showed me a whole new thing, because this fishing trip said it's not time to give up. It's not time to just take your kid and show them all the spots I know. It's time to go out and find new ones. It's time to go out there and have more adventures, and go out and catch bigger fish and dream, just like my little 9-year-old boy wants to do. I can be 9 again too.